Good morning, Kmart shoppers. Anyway, what's up with everybody? I'll give you a chance to get on here and hope you might be awake this morning here in this beautifully cloudy Tuesday morning in Minnesota, where everybody's probably asleep or you're working and you don't have time to be on a truck talk in the morning on Friday morning. Anyway, um, yeah, I thought I wanted to talk about this like last week, and I didn't because I was busy last week. But anyway, now I'm not as busy as I was. I was traveling around, and I'll talk about that tomorrow on my broadcast a little bit on things that happened, all that good stuff. But I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit and just kind of relate to you some of the things that I think about this, kind of give you an idea of what I think about all this that's going on right now. And I think the picture is starting to become a little more clear as far as, kind of what the plan was, and how that was working, how that plan was set into motion and all that good stuff with Trump and with the right and the left, the right left paradigm and all that good stuff. So anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit. I'll give some people some time to get on. It's interesting to me. I really think that Facebook or that YouTube is absolutely censoring me. Just some of the videos that I've seen that I know full well would not be off of here or would have more coverage and are more hot button issues. So, but then they all of a sudden just like disappear. I'm like, yeah, right. Okay, whatever. But it is what it is. So we don't have time to worry about any of that. We just keep going. But man, am I still tired. I was in New Hampshire, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Illinois, and Minnesota in one day. That's something. Man, I was all over the place. Had some great New York food. I'll show you some pictures of it tomorrow. Wow. Do they know how to do food over there in New York? Woo! Man, those Italians, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Those Italian people can make cannolis. Oh, whew. Wow. And stromboli. Goodness. And calzones and pizza. Oh my goodness. Whew. Anyway, had to try some of that while I was out in New York. Wow. Anyway, so we should talk about this. I didn't want to put QAnon in there because I knew that they would cut my video. So I can't imagine you having better food in Buffalo, New York than where I was at. I was in Albany, New York. And I don't know, whatever. It was really good. That little family place. Oh my goodness. Little Italian lady came out there. It was so funny, man. She was cracking me up. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to record her talking because it was making me laugh so hard because I'd never been that close to it. I'd never been around an Italian lady before like that. Oh my goodness. Was that ever funny? Oh, it was absolutely hilarious. She was cracking me up big time, man. I was just laughing at her. but not at her, but just like kind of, because of what she was saying. It was totally hilarious. Being from the Midwest, I hadn't seen that. It was really funny, man. It was great. Anyway, but okay, well, we should talk about this situation. The FBI, I talked about this like a week ago. Or I didn't talk about this a week ago. I read about it a week ago and I mentioned it, I think, maybe in passing. But when I was looking at an article, even on Fox News, which is not really conservative, it's really a neocon fascist, wicked little setup. But anyway, but the point is that when I went on there, they admitted that one of the founders of the Proud Boys, one of the founders of them, they were an FBI informant. And I'm like, okay, wait, let me just put a few things together here. Let me just remind you of something. Before the rally took place, you have Alex Jones, who, by the way, was instrumental in gathering funds for that rally, just so you know. And I told you guys back in 2013 he was a stinking shill, and that what he was exactly doing, and that he was setting people up to go over the cliff, and that he wasn't going to jump off of it, and that's exactly what happened. Anyway, so you think about that one. You can go back and listen to that sermon I preached. Just put his name in the title, you'll find it. But anyway, so these Proud Boys, one of the founders of the Proud Boys is a noted FBI informant. Now, you'll remember that the FBI said after that whole fake siege of the Capitol, which was fake, by the way. There was no siege that took place there. Just totally ridiculously stupid. What a setup that was. Come on. Really? Really? Like people taking pictures in Nancy Pelosi's desk with her laptop. Who's that stupid to believe this stuff is real? It's like Disneyland fairy tale garbage from hell. It's so stupid. No one can believe this is real. No one can believe that all these people were not in on it. You just can't believe that. It's so retarded. Okay. So you're at the Capitol, right? Where the House and the Senate and where like the president and all these other, okay. And like I told you guys, I told you guys this. Okay, so you're telling me that the FBI didn't know that there were any people like this that were going to show up. And then what happened? An article comes out the next week after Trump's out of office, and what do they say? Oh, well, the FBI went and visited all these people and said, now don't you come to D.C. and cause any trouble. You should stay home. Wait, isn't that like code language to go to D.C. and cause trouble? Isn't that what that is? Oh, I think so. And by the way, that's not even conspiracy. Read your own stupid reports. You guys admit. So the FBI, right under your nose. Excuse me, let me scratch my nose. Right under your nose, admits. They admit that they went and seen these people a week or two before this event. Then they admit that one of the Proud Boys, one of the leaders, is a known FBI informant. And what did I tell you guys when all that went down? What did I tell you? I told you that the only people that make things go boom boom are connected to the FBI. Always connected to the military or the FBI. They always make things go boom boom. Always. They're the only towheads that make things go boom boom. They're the only people that make things go boom boom. They're the only white nationalists that make things go boom boom. They are the only black people that make things go boom boom. They are always connected to the FBI. Always, always, always. Without a doubt, to military and FBI, they're always connected. And then you have Alex Jones, who is gathering like tons of money for this event. And then he gets up there and he's like, we're not these people. Get out of DC. It's time to go. We're not these people. Ah, okay. Sure. Whatever you say, boys. Whatever you say. So what happened then exactly? Well, we know what happened exactly. We know that the FBI was involved with it, and this whole thing was a setup. Come on, really? I mean, look at the people. Look at the people that were in this, that were at this event, okay? And look at like their pictures, like these people they're like sitting there. No, I didn't say they were actors and they're not real people. Of course they're real people. I never said they weren't real people. My point is yeah, they're real people. Real people sent there to do what they did. So your freedom can be taken away from you. That's who they are. Right? Totally obvious. Totally obvious that this whole thing was nothing but a setup. But what's it a setup for? That's the thing you have to ask yourself. What is it a setup for? And I can tell you what it's a setup for because I can see it very plainly. It's not a setup to destroy Trump because Trump's going to be fine no matter what he does. It's a setup to destroy opinions. You see, you're not allowed to have any opinions that differ from the collective. And if your opinions, because now opinions are dangerous. Like you have Orville Redenbacher, aka Agent Orville Redenbacher, aka Agent Orville Redenbacher. Who's Orville Redenbacher? Mitch McConnell. Dude looks like a stinking nut, man. He literally looks like Orville Redenbacher. Literally. And when he wears that sweater, he looks just like him. The guy's a scumbucket, man. He's a piece of garbage. Right? Now, so Orville Redenbacher gets up there and denounces this chick that's saying all kinds of crazy, this chick congresswoman that's saying all kinds of crazy things over in Florida or whatever, and Trump's meeting with her, and she's like this. She's talking about QAnon, and she's talking about the Rothschilds, and she's talking about the Rockefeller, and a lot of things she's saying is true. Right? But it's made to look like, well, those are the ideas that formed a siege at the Capitol. Those are the, no, they're not. The FBI is the one that formed the siege that went to the Capitol. See what I mean? It was the FBI that did that. They always do that. Those are dangerous opinions. No, opinions aren't really dangerous. Ideas aren't dangerous. Their ideas aren't violent. What's violent is putting things into action and doing things. Ideas are not in that sense are not violent. Because what they're really getting down to is the Bible is violent. Believing that homosexuality is wicked as hell is violent. I've had people say on the street, well, if you believe people are going to hell, then you believe you want to send them there, so therefore you should have to shut up and not talk. And your ideas should never get out there. Why? Because you hate people. Because you believe they're going to hell. Wait, so how do you get I hate people from the fact that I believe God's word that says they're going to hell because they're sinners and they're guilty before God and they're dead in trespasses and sins? See, this isn't about Trump. It's about Trump looking like such a clown and making people look so stupid that that whole position and any position close enough to it is that bad that we can't have that position. See it? That's what it's about. It's about Christianity being dangerous. It's about real Bible faith being dangerous. It's about ideas that are against the norm. It's against preaching against transgenders and preaching against sin and preaching against pedophilia and preaching against wickedness and preaching against crooks and preaching against corrupt government and preaching against those things is dangerous. That's what it's about. And they use people like Trump and they use people like that to look so crazy and so insane that if they do that, then, you know, of course, all Christians are like that. And of course, Christians are dangerous people. They're dangerous. You know, raising your kids right for the Lord is dangerous. Teaching them that there's only two genders, male and female, that's dangerous. Teaching them the Bible that's dangerous. Homeschooling your own children is dangerous. Living for God and being separated, that's dangerous. See, that's where this is headed. It's to make the position look so provocative and to get Bible believers and people to be linked up to these political movements to make them look so bad. And really, when it's all said and done, you're going to find out that the FBI you're going to find out that the FBI and these government officials are involved with all of this. You're going to find out that they all are. Just like that, just like with the Proud Boys, just like with all these other guys, you're going to find out that they're all involved with it. That whole thing was nothing but a setup. All of it was a setup. The whole thing. And truth is stranger than fiction. That's what you're going to find out. That all of this stuff was planned. All of it was planned. Because the playbook that they're using and all this stuff is all part of the plan. All part of the plan. All part of it. Because it's not about destroying Trumpism. It's not about it. It's about destroying Christianity. It's about destroying the rights of free speech. It's about destroying the right of individuality. That's what it's about. It's about destroying any privacy. It's about the beast system rising. That's what it's about. And all these people are working together. And you're going to find it out that all of them are working together. And never have I seen so many people so hypnotized. And can't realize that Trump and all of them are all in on it. That they're all part of the game. All this right-left paradigm, all of it is all a scam. The whole thing is just a big bunch of mess to drag people in. Wayne C. asks, so what do we do now? We do what we always do. We preach the gospel and live for God. We get out there and hand out gospel tracts. We start churches around the country. We get people saved and baptized and join churches and serve the Lord and live a holy and separated life and stop putting our trust and faith in a bunch of clowns. And stop looking for political saviors. They're all wicked as hell and they hate God. They blaspheme his name, and they have harlots and whores as their pastors. They have Jezebels and witches that rule over them. And you wonder why, how in the world could people be fooled? I'm thinking, how in the world could you people be fooled by Trump, especially Christians? What's the matter with you? How in the world can you believe that guy is even real? When he has a Jezebel, wicked Paula White, who is a whore over in the Vatican, that was his spiritual advisor. How can you be so stupid? It's not even hard. It's not even real Christian faith. I mean, it's not even rocket science. The guy was following devils. To me, it just baffles the mind that people are actually still like believe this. Like I can't even believe anybody really believes it. Especially when you look at who they follow. It's like, how can you totally ignore the fact that for 4 years he had Paula White as his spiritual advisor? Like that was his pastor. He said it openly. That was his pastor. And his pastor before that was Norman Vincent Peale. And people actually thought that was real Christian faith? I don't get it. Like, you can ignore that? Whatever. I'm not going to go back over that because it just goes into Stupidville. People just can't receive it. They're like, oh, Paula White, it's cool. You know, she's a charismatic witch. But it's okay. You know, she's a charismatic witch. And that's a good Christian right there. Literally a charismatic slut. Literally a slut. Not kidding you. Literally. Married to the guy from, what was it, Chicago or something? Don't Stop. I forget what the band was. What a Journey. Don't Stop Believing. Oh my goodness, that video was so funny. And people don't like that. Oh, you can't say that. Why? God says it. God calls them whores. God says they don't repent. He's gonna burn them in the bed that they were. God said he was going to burn them in the bed with them and their children. I just don't know how any self-respecting Christians can even believe any of that nonsense anyway, but whatever. I don't want to get into it anymore. I'm done. So, but the point is that as you see this, look at it very plainly, and you could see this whole thing was a setup. The whole thing was a setup. All of it. And don't tell me that no one knew about that the last week. All those people were set up. The ones that were there, they were made to look like they're 70-year-old people. They're made to look like they're absolute criminals. Who are they? 70-year-old grandma and grandpas that were standing at a rally. They had nothing to do with any of that nonsense. But that's the way it goes. That's why God's people need to just see the truth of it. And then when you get people out there that are like, Oh, so you're for Biden then? Those are the guys that are real winners. I love it. They're my dad's age. They're all like 65 to 70, and they are 60 to 70, and they all believe because I don't agree with Trump and Trump and all the wickedness that he pushed and everything else. That oh, how do you like it now that Biden's in? Now your man's in. It's like, yeah, I voted for Biden. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. I preached against Trump's sins, and I thought Biden's were great. That's what happened. Wow, it's you can't make it up. It's just you see it, and it's like truth is stranger than fiction because these people really can't see it. They really, absolutely cannot see it. Anyway, but you're going to find out, and you're going to see it. Plain. And by the way, some of these people are preachers, which is just absolutely ridiculous. When you see preachers that are so stuck in this that actually think that if you're against what Trump did and you didn't vote for him, that you must be for Biden instead. That right there is like the top of the food chain stupid. I'm just curious, Sammy, what in the world is Calvinism heresy have anything to do with this at all? Can you process one thought at a time and like stay on what we're talking about? Why would you just throw stuff out there like that? I don't understand people that it's so frustrating to deal with people like that, to watch you do like go from like one thought like a ping pong ball to another thought or like a pinball machine. How do you do that? How do you just throw out like thoughts like that randomly? Are you okay? Should you be commenting on this? It baffles the mind. I don't understand how people do that. Wow. Anyway, is that what it is? Is too much caffeine? Because, like, to randomly go from one thought extreme to, like, absolutely nowhere. I mean, I know, I do understand, and I should remember that there are an absolute ton of people with autism and Asperger's and things like that that listen to things that probably they should be careful not to do, because all it does is feed into their they soak up information like crazy, and they can't process an exact thought. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, but it baffles me to see people do that. I'm like how do you go from A to Z like that? Anyway, this is kind of mind-blowing stuff. Wayne C. Okay, but how do you go from is Calvinism heresy to the fact that I'm talking about Trump and everything else? How does that even relate, those two questions? It's like saying is Calvinism heresy? Can you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Did you have potato chips for lunch? I don't get how people do that, unless it's like Asperger's or autism, which probably is the case. But then, of course, then you should be careful about what you say online. Then you should like be careful not to comment on things. If you're prone to those things, you should be careful. Somebody should help you with that. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying they should, because it really is completely out of place. Anyway, all right, but that's my tip for today. No, it's not just a question. It's not just a question, but people that do suffer from autism and things like that and Asperger, they will randomly insert themselves into conversations. And again, I'm not being mean to them. but they randomly insert themselves, and I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying that people do that. And someone has to tell them, that's not appropriate to do that. Try to stay with the train of thought and the conversation that you're in. That'll help you better socially when you deal with other people. And then people won't be very extremely annoyed at you. Because sometimes people do it and they don't even realize they're doing it. I mean, we can all be like that, but I'm just saying. It is helpful to know that. Peter, why do you have a sideways picture? That's just weird. Anyway. I tried to see whether you respond or not. I'm sorry. Wouldn't it be easier if you wanted me to respond to say, "Hey, are you responding to comments on this thread?" Wouldn't that be better than saying wouldn't that be better than saying, "Hey, do you like barbecue chips on Sunday when you're sitting underneath the sun at a picnic table?" Wouldn't that'd be kind of better. It would just be that would just be a little bit more accurate, okay? Anyway. But that's what happens when you answer comments on threads. If I was like everybody else and I just ignored all of you, shut your comments off, ignored you, and didn't talk to you, my life would probably be easier, but I won't do that. I don't have a problem with YouTube comments. I have a problem with people not processing one thought and staying with us. Like, stay on track, stay with us. YouTube comments are certainly fine, right? You know what's not fine? Throwing everything off into outer space somewhere. It's not appropriate. And it shows that you probably watch too many YouTube videos and you maybe don't keep your train of thought very clear. Anyway, whatever. Mike. Is Trump going to jail for hunting pterodactyls? Probably. More than likely. More than likely that's the case. And now I'll take since I'm done, I'll take random questions of things that make no sense at all that have nothing to do with this video. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, go. There we go. Now you can ask random questions that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Won't that be fun? Anyway, I'm just giving you a hard time. How well is the baby sleeping? About as well as me. How was my trip? My trip was good. It was good. Ate a lot of food, saw some people, flew in, drove through 3 states, flew home. Right before the nor'eastern storm hit and pounded the whole area. We had to fly out very quickly. Our flight got moved up a day. We had to get out of there as quick as possible. What food did I eat on the trip? I had a calzone. I had pizza. I had stromboli. I had these garlic knots. I had lots of Dunk's coffee. Let's see. Let's see what else. I had airport food, which was kind of weird, but it was a decent burger though. I did have a cannoli, and it was the best cannoli ever. Oh my goodness, was that good. This little Italian lady made this cannoli, and she come out there, and it was cracking me up so much. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. It was absolutely hilarious. Oh man, that one made me laugh. Yeah, New York pizza is the best. Oh my goodness, was that good. Very good. Very good stuff. Very good. But now I'm back to keto today. Back to my normal plan. What about an airport Cinnabon? No, I didn't have a Cinnabon. Yeah, everybody loves cannolis. They're good, man. You gotta love them. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, Carl, I'll send you a picture. You gotta see this cannoli. Don't hit my truck, lady. Oh, they like to hit your truck, man. So close to hitting my truck. Oh, I'm kidding you. Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, I had that Italian. Like the salads those Italians make. Man, they make good salads. Oh, it was really good. Man, was it good. Let's see. What else? I think that's it. I can't remember, though. Oh, at the wedding, I had a bunch of different food. I didn't eat that much, though, really. At the wedding, I didn't eat a whole lot. I had good wedding cake, though. Everybody loves wedding cake. Yes, tomorrow on my broadcast, I'll show you all the good food. I have pictures of all the good food. And I brought my wife home a cannoli. I did. I got it at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30 in the afternoon. And I brought her home. I was home by midnight. And then the next morning, she ate that cannoli. So she got a cannoli from New York. Wasn't that cool? I did. We brought it home in the suitcase. Contraband. I did. Do I have any pictures of the baby? No. None. All right, I suppose I'll put some pictures up of the baby tomorrow. I really don't like putting pictures up of my kids at all because there's a lot of freaks out there. They take my pictures and they're kind of weirdos. So we're really careful, but maybe one picture or two or something. I don't know. There's a lot of weird people out there, man. So, the older I get, this gray hat is matching my beard is matching this gray hat. Man, I must be getting old. Anyway, I was just too tired yesterday. I didn't do any broadcast or anything yesterday. Maybe I'll bury the picture deep inside the broadcast. Yeah, they opened up restaurants in Minnesota, but there isn't that many good restaurants in Minnesota, to be honest with you. So, where are you at, Sarah? They shut you down. Where are you guys at? I did smuggle cannolis. Oh, and I got patted down twice by TSA. The other two guys got through. They're like, nope, sir, wait, stop right here. Like, what are you kidding me? Oh, got to pat you down. Got to pat you down. No, I don't go to White Castle. I don't like dog food. So they had to pat me down going through airport security. Yep. Deep behind enemy lines. Yeah, they had to pat me down at the airport. TSA did twice. Oh, look at you. Nope, you're getting pat down. I don't know what they thought, but they patted me down anyway. So anyway, they got me through, and I went on my happy way. I seriously kept taking, how did you survive wearing a mask for hours? I kept taking it off. I kept putting it down below my face. I never wore it on my nose. I always took it off. And then I kept putting it down, and they were like, "Sir, could you please put your mask over your nose?" Okay. And then I'd walk a little ways and I'd go. I kept doing it the whole time. I kept doing it the whole time. I did it. That's what I did. They gave me the food on the plane, the little thing on the plane, and I kept going. And I kept my mask off, and I was eating and drinking water the whole time, and I just kept it. I just kept it down. I didn't even wear it. I didn't even wear it right. Nope. I kept disobeying without loudly proclaiming how stupid it all was. But then I'll tell you guys about the jokes and everything I did tomorrow, but we'll save that for tomorrow. I got to get in here and get some work done. All right, guys. God bless you. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's see. It'll be 2 p.m. Central Time, 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time. And I'll be talking about tomorrow. Let's see. I think I'm going to talk about something from Judges, the life of Samson. And I'm going to talk about telegraphing our temptations. It's going to be called Telegraphing Our Temptations. All right? So we'll be on tomorrow, okay? All right, everybody. Take care. God bless you.